Hello students, I am Shri Tiwari here. Today, before going to start the class, I would like to wish you all Happy Nurses Day to all future nurses. On the behalf of 200th birth anniversary of our ideal Honorable Florence Nightingale, and the theme of 2020 is a nurse, a voice lead to nursing the word to health. This is the theme of 2020, and the meaning of this theme is uh, how nurses are control to addressing a wide range of health challenges. So these all are about the nurses day. So now we are going to start the class. Next, the topic of the environmental factor that contribute to our health, that is noise. We will see what is noise. Noise is a unwanted sound or wrong sound, as you people used to do in the class when teacher is absent in your class. This is the unwanted sound. Next one is sources of noise, means from where the noise is getting produced. First source is from the automobiles, mainly the race cars, they used to produce more noise. Next one is the railways, from the railways, also from the horn of the railway, and when they used to passing through the buildings, the vibration in the buildings used to take place. And the traffic, from the traffic also the noise used to take place. From the industries, due to some heavy machines which are present in the industries and the factories. Next one is the pressure horn. Pressure horn means the hooters are present in the cars and mainly in the ambulance and the police cars and all, no, that is the pressure horn. That is, next one is loudspeaker. From the loudspeaker also the noise used to get produced more on the occasion of some parties and all. And from the factories, due to heavy machine, this is the same as the industries. And next one is from the radio and transistors and televisions and the aircraft. And last one is, that is household machineries like mixer and juicer and grinder. So these all are the sources of noise. Next we will see the properties of noise, means what are the importance and what are the properties of noise. There are mainly two properties. First one is the loudness and second one is frequency. So in the next we will see the difference, what is the difference between the loudness and frequency. Loudness is associated with amplitude, means amplitude means the maximum height wave from the mean, maximum wave height from the mean. As in the picture you can see, this is the height of the wave from the mean. And frequency is associated with pitch. If the distance of the consecutive or continuous wave will be increased, then the pitch will be low. And here we will see the main difference, what happens in that. If the amplitude will be increased, so the loudness will be increased. And if the amplitude will be low, that means the loudness or the noise also will be decreased. And if we will talk about the frequency, as in this picture you can see the distance between the consecutive wave, it is a high or it is a more distance between the consecutive wave, that means the pitch is decreased and the number of the wave is also getting decreased, that means the noise is low or the wave is also low and pitch is also low or decreased. And if the distance between the waves will be low, if the distance between the wave will be low, that means number of wave will be increased and the pitch also will be increased. So this is the difference between the loudness and frequency. And what is loudness? loudness is depends upon the amplitude, as previously we have seen, and it is the measured in the decibel, and it is denoted in the dB. In this figure you can see what is a healthy decibel we can hear, that we can hear the in decibel sound, that is from 0 to 60 decibel. This is the healthy range of voice or a healthy range of sound, and unhealthy range is from 70 decibel to 130 decibel. This is loudness according to WHO. Next, this is a very good example of understanding about the noise. If the height of the wave in the Kamosine will be if the amplitude of that wave will be 1 foot, that means there will be low voice, or the voice of the wave will be low. If the that wave height or the amplitude will be the 10 feet, that means here the voice of the waves and that will be high. And during the storm the amplitude will be increased, that will be from 0 to 40 feet. And here the categories of noise intensity, as you can see here, this is the green, this is the healthy we can say, or this is the no risk. If this in this range we are hearing the sound, that that person will not be on the risk of any effect. And yellow, that is from 80 to 90 decibel, that will be the harmfulness or threshold, it will be somewhat, it will be the harmful. And red zone, this is the danger zone we can say, and it is a harmful sound range from the 90 to 110, and this is the irreversible damage. If in this range we are hearing the sound, if the ear damage or any organ damage is taking place in this intensity, that will be irreversible, that cannot be treated. Next we will see some acceptable noise level, that if we can see here some recommendations has been given here for the noise level. From the in the residential area, means in the bedroom, that should be 25 decibel, and living room that should be 40 decibel, and in the educational and in the classroom that should be 30 to 40 decibel. Next, sound level of some nuisance, means if the people used to make noise, then what is the decibel of that sound. If the jet tag off is taking place, that will be the 150 decibel. And if the children is shouting, means that if you people used to make noise in the class, that means you people used to make noise with that approx 80 decibel or 79 decibel. And music and radio, that is 85 decibel. This frequency is used to denoted as in the Hertz. We have finished with the loudness, and we are going to start with the frequency, that is it is denoted in the Hertz. Here the definition has been given of frequency: 1 Hertz is equal to 1 wave per second. Here some example of has been given for understanding about the frequency. A bird produces high pitched sound, whereas a roaring of lions is low pitch sound. Means here the sound high pitch means there the distance between the sound wave will be the decrease, and if the lions is rearing, that means the wave distance between the consecutive wave, that the distance will be increased. And voice of the man is woman has a high pitch than the man. Next, the human can hear the frequency from about the range of the frequency, we can say, that is from 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. This is the main relay, and from the 20,000 Hertz to 20 Hertz. If the noise, if the frequency of the sound is getting decreased than the 20 Hertz, that means it is a infra audible, means it cannot be heard properly. from 0 to 20 hertz, if the people are hearing the frequency of sound, that means it is infra audible. If the frequency of the voice is getting increased than the 20,000 hertz continuously, if this frequency people is hearing continuously, that means it is ultrasonic and it is harmful. Next, the basic instrument used in studies of noise are: first one is audiometer, which is measuring the intensity of noise of sound, that is denoted in the decibel. Next one is sound level meter, which measures the hearing ability. Third one is the octave band frequency analyzer, which measures the noise level. It is also the instrument. These all are the instruments that through that we can study about the noise. Next one is we will discuss about the effect of noise exposure. What are the effect with the noise exposure is taking place in the human being. This is of two types. First one is auditory and second one is non-auditory. Auditory means from the noise exposure when our hearing system or sensory system means sensory system is getting affected, or auditory system is getting affected, that means it is auditory effect from exposure of noise. And if from the noise exposure our hearing system or our auditory system is not getting affected, that means it is non-auditory effect from noise. First one we will see, that is auditory effect. Auditory effect, first effect is that is auditory fatigue. If the person is hearing the range between the, if the loudness of the sound will be 90 decibel and the frequency of the sound will be the 4000 hertz, in that range, that then the person will have the auditory fatigue, and such that will be effect in that person's ear. He will feel some whistling and buzzing in his or her ear. Next one is deafness. This is the most serious condition, we can say, and temporary. It is of two types. Deafness can be of two types, temporary or permanent. Temporary hearing loss is taking when the frequency of the sound is between 4000 to 6000 hertz, then the person is affecting with the temporary hearing loss. And second one is the deafness, means the permanent hearing loss. If the person is exposed with the 1000 decibel of loudness of noise or voice, then the person is used to get permanent hearing loss. And exposure of the noise is above of 160 decibel, that may rupture of tympanic membrane and it causes the permanent hearing loss that cannot be treated. And next we are going to discuss about non-auditory effect, means apart from our auditory system, interfere with our speech. If the loudness of the noise, if the voice is getting increased and it is causing the noise, then it is also interfere with our speech. And if the frequency of the sound is 300 to 500 hertz, and annoyance means it is a primarily a psychological response, means from the loud noise person used to get irritated with that means annoyance. And efficiency, if the low level of voice will be there, then person will feel more comfortable and the person can maintain more concentrated the work that person is doing. If we can take an example in the classroom, if any noise is taking place, so but that students cannot be study properly for in the continuously manner and the concentrated manner. and some physiological changes is taking place with the noise exposure. It is causing the temporary physiological changes. It will cause the increase in the blood pressure and increase in the intracranial pressure and increasing the heartbeat and increasing the sweating also. That is causing the some giddiness in the person, and it also causes the nausea and vomiting as well. And apart from this, it also affect from the health, it also affects some things, that is the some economical loss is also taking place with the effect with the loudness. Next we will see the how we can control the noise. How we can control the noise, control of noise. First one is education. So people must be aware about the how much decibel and how much frequency they have to hear. Means the here the now generation, they are mainly desired with putting their earphone in their ear. That should not be there. And second one is legislation. Legislation means there are some rules and regulation that should be made, and there some rules and regulation is being, that means in the cities and all, the sounds, more sounds cannot be taking place in the night time. And third one is the green muffler. Green muffler is that in besides the road, as we have seen the so many plantation has been taking place, that it is helping in the absorption of sound. It helps in the control of noise. Fourth one is the control of vehicles. As in the sources we have seen the automobiles is helping in the production of noise, so that has to be controlled. And next one is industries and railways. It also has to be controlled. And next, the careful planning of cities. Mainly if the roads are being narrow, that has to be broader, and the traffic has to be that in that manner that traffic should not be take place. And next, the protection of the exposed person, the person who is making that much noise, that has to be protected. And the last one is the improve acoustic insulation of the building. The building has to be built up in that manner that wall has to work as insulator. Means from the external voice cannot come inside, and the inside noise cannot go outside. So these all are control of noise. These all are important. And thank you all. If you people are having any doubt, you can ask. Once again, a happy Nurses Day to all.